Hello, this is Jason Brown, one of the consultants at Chemical Data. I'm creating this video to walk you, our clients, through our dashboard and its features. The dashboard is all about convenience. We want our clients to have quick and easy access to the information we provide to you. We've accomplished this not only through easy access to report sections in PDF format, but we've also added the ability to chart historical pricing data and export it directly to a spreadsheet. In addition, we have also added new features to enable tracking of individual products with quick access to everything related to each product. The dashboard is also user customizable, so whatever you create will be there when you log back in at a future date. Lastly, we've also included a section where we provide pertinent information to our users, such as when reports have been uploaded, mid-cycle updates, and other information we think you might like to be aware of. The dashboard has 4 sections. Each section has a button you can click here in this dark gray band at the top of the page. And these buttons will drop you down to the individual sections, or you can scroll down to them if you like. The first section that you can see here is called Latest Updates. This area will be updated periodically as needed. Currently we have information about the February reports being available, about the dashboard training video, a copyright notice reminder, and just information here that, hey, we've launched our dashboard. We'll update these things as time requires. And if you click Report Access here in this band at the top, it'll take you down to the second section of the dashboard. This section essentially replaces the previous access system we've used for some time, where you pull up reports in PDF format. This is where you go if you want to read the write-ups. So let's say we want to look at the high density polyethylene section. To do that, we would click on Report Type, Petrochemical and Plastics. We'd choose 2018, and February is the most recent report, and then under Choose Product, we scroll down until we find what we want, high density polyethylene. And then we click Access Report, and the PDF will be displayed. And we can resize the window, look at the table, read the text, that kind of thing, and click it away when we're done with it. The third section we want to look at is called Product Data, and we get there again by clicking this or scrolling down, clicking the button at the top there. In this area, you can keep track of the products you're most interested in by adding them to this table. Products are arranged alphabetically. When you first open your dashboard, this table is going to be empty, so you'll need to add whatever products you want to track. To add a product to this list, click Add a Product right here and select whatever you want from the list. Let's say we want to add ABS. If we click there, it's going to show up right here, and then there it is. And if same thing, if we want to add benzene, we can click benzene, and here it is. Now, the current month's price is shown right here on this line. That's the February price, and right here next to it, the plus minus change is from the previous month. So it is ABS, for instance, is unchanged from January. And if the price is flat or up, the box will be highlighted in green, and if it's down, it will be highlighted in red. You'll also notice that some of these prices have E's next to them, and E stands for estimate, and these E's will disappear whenever we internally decide that a price is final. So this is a good place to track that. In this section, we also provide quick access to certain information. For instance, if you click Chart, let's say you want to chart butadiene, it pulls up a quick chart, which is just 12 months. You can do more advanced charting down the page. I'll show you that in just a minute, but for just a quick chart, here's 12 months of data. You can mouse over the markers, and it'll tell you what the data, the prices are at these data points. And click the X to get rid of that. And let's say you want to access the most recent report for polyethylene. You can find polyethylene in your list and click on Quick Access, and you have access to everything you want to know about polyethylene. Report will give you the most recent report. If you click Capacity, you'll get the most recent capacity table, the most recent set of economics, the most recent supply and demand. And also we've added a new feature where you can export data directly to a spreadsheet. You can also export down below in the advanced charting. We'll get to that in a minute. But here you can export 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, or all the data. So for instance, if we click Report, we'll get the February polyethylene high density report. In March, once the March reports are uploaded, the March report will be the one that shows up here. If you want to look at the capacity table for polyethylene, you just click that. Right there, you click capacity, and it comes up. And this is the most recent one, which was published in June of last year. So this will be updated as a new capacity table is posted. And the same thing with economics and supply and demand. And so, for example, if we want to download pricing, we just click export 1 year, say, and it pops down into your downloads folder. And then you can open that up, and you get a spreadsheet that looks like this, that has product label, and this is just a product code we use internally, price, units of measure, month, and year for 12 months. And we'll go ahead and get rid of that. Now, let's see. The next section we want to look at is the advanced charting. And we'll click here in advanced charting to scroll that down. In this section, you're able to chart pricing data going back as far as you want until to the beginning of our data availability for each product. These charts that you see here are charts that I created previously for my dashboard. When you first open your dashboard, this area will be empty, so you need to add charts. Once you add the charts, if you click on zoom, it gives you a larger chart. And you can mouse over the data points like I showed you before, but here you can have multiple lines of data at the same time. And another nice feature is if there's clutter on the chart and you want to just look at two specific things, this is acrylonitrile contract price, and this is the acrylonitrile export netback price, and this is the chemical grade propylene price. Let's say we just want to get rid of the contract price. We click on the label and it goes away. You click on it again, it comes back. You can do the same thing here or with propylene, and it rescales the chart for you to try to give you the best view. And click the X to close it down. And if you want to export the data associated with this chart, basically these three products going back to January of 2016 all the way through February, whatever the data associated with this chart is will be exported if you click export right here. It drops it down in your downloads. And again, we'll open that spreadsheet, move it over here where you can see it, and you'll see here, if we pull this out, you can see the labels. This is the acrylonitrile large buyer price from January 2016 all the way to February of this year, and here's the pricing. And then scroll down a little more and you have the export netback price. Scroll down a little more and you have all the prices for chemical grade propylene all downloaded at one time. And on the bottom of all these spreadsheets, we do have our copyright notice, so we encourage you to look at that and remember that all the data here is for clients of chemical data only. So I'm going to get rid of this. So this is the best way to currently download data going back in a specific date range, or to access multiple sets of data at one time to just dump it all into a spreadsheet. That's the best way to do it. And if you decide you don't want a certain chart, you can just click remove, and it will go away. Now, how to add a chart. In step one, well, first thing you do is you click add chart, and this is step one, where you select the products you'd like to chart prices for. To select multiple products, you hold down the control key on a Windows machine, or if you're using a Mac, you hold down the command key. You may select a maximum of 6 products. Also keep in mind, you can only select 2 products that have different units of measure. Since there are only 2 axes, you're limited to 2 units of measure. For example, you would not be able to plot high density polyethylene in dollars per pound, ethane in cents per gallon, and WTI in dollars per barrel. If you try that, you're going to get an error or a blank chart. But for now, let's create a chart that looks at high density polyethylene, and let's just select WTI. So select these 2 and click next. And speaking of WTI, data from our monthly feedstocks and fuels analysis, which is where the WTI ethane and all those prices come from. It's not fully integrated into the dashboard yet. That's part of phase 2 of this project. However, we are currently making some of this data available now. For those who subscribe to that, and for a limited time, it's available to anyone who has access to the dashboard. Moving on, when you're finished selecting products, you click Next like we did, and in step 2, you're going to be asked to select a date range for the chart you want to create. You select a beginning month and year. Let's say we want to do January 2015 to start. And then you also select an ending month or year. Let's go through December of last year, 2017. Now, if you wanted to, you could click most recent in both of these fields. Here it is under month, here it is under year, and then what happens is your chart will automatically update until you delete the chart. Every time we add a new data set, it'll update your chart for you. You can also do that to some degree. If you just put in December 2018, it would add data points until you got to December 2018. So when you're finished selecting, you click Next. And in step 3, you select for each product if you want a line graph or a bar graph. Let's make WTI a bar graph. Here you also select the colors. We'll leave WTI as black, and we'll choose a different color for high density. And then click Next, and your chart will be created below at the bottom of your list. And we can zoom in and look at it. And you can see the relationship between high density and WTI. And again, you can click off the individual lines if you so desire. And click the X to get rid of the chart. And this covers everything we wanted to show you in the dashboard. So this concludes the tutorial video. We hope it's been helpful. Feel free to send feedback or suggestions about the video or the dashboard to info@chemicaldata.com. Thank you.